Welcome to the Mariners postgame show, streaming live on King 5 Plus. And what a performance tonight by the Mariners. They knock off the Tigers tonight 3-2 with some late inning heroics. And really early on, it was all about Jorge Polanco. The guy hit 2 solo home runs in the 4th and the 6th inning. And the Mariners carried that 2-0 lead for a while. They got some good pitching tonight from guys that pitched hard last night. So just kind of spread the wealth a little bit. But the Mariners get the job done tonight against Tarek Skubal, who going into this game, he was 3-2 against the Mariners in his career. And really not that impressive for a guy who's in line to win a second Cy Young. So a lot of people feared going up against Skubal tonight after losing last night and thought, man, this is going to be a tough one taking Skubal out tonight. But the Mariners did what they do to Skubal. They really have had some good luck against that ace from the Tigers, and they got it done tonight. Really in the clutch, let's talk about the 2 clutch players for the Mariners tonight. Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez combined for 6 hits last night. It's really all the Mariners' offense last night. Tonight, those 2 guys come through in the 8th inning, and they break a 2-2 tie when Cal leads off with a double. Julio follows with an RBI double. That brings in the eventual game-winning run. And really, those are the 2 guys you count on in the clutch. And for 2 straight games now, they have come through for the Mariners. So again, 3-2, the final tonight. The Mariners even the series with the Tigers, and now they head back to Detroit. They'll travel tomorrow, and then they'll play games 3 and 4 Tuesday and Wednesday at Comerica Park in Detroit. So, we look at some of the stats tonight. The Tigers were held to just 3 hits. Andres Munoz came on. He closed out the whole thing with a strikeout. The Mariners had combined for 10 strikeouts in this game. So the pitching is there. The Mariners went into this series as with the best ERA among the pitching staffs in the postseason. So, again, they only played 1 game, but their ERA going into this was 1.45. So this is an impressive pitching staff, and we knew that going in. We knew that the Mariners had the pitching, they had the defense, and all they need is the clutch hitting. And again, they're waiting for the rest of the lineup to come through, because right now it's all about Cal and Julio and, of course, Jorge Polanco with 2 solo home runs tonight. So let's head outside now, just outside T-Mobile Park. Sebastian, I'm sure the fans are just waiting for you to ask them questions, Sebastian, so go at it.
Well, here's the thing, Paul. As I was walking out of the newsroom, you said to me, man, I don't envy you. It's because I have to stand in front of the stadium as some 47,000 fans come piling out. I want to start, Paul meant it in a good way, let me just say that. So I want to start with Jeff from Seattle. Were you a little nervous in the 8th?
I was very nervous in the 8th. We were here when Munoz had his first blown save of the season, and that feeling, your stomach falls out through the bottom of your chest, your heart falls out through your stomach. It was great to see that, yeah.
So this was,
on the edge.
By all means, it wasn't a must-win game. They could have lost and stayed alive, but this was, from a fan perspective, they had to win this.
Yeah, I disagree with that. If they lose tonight, they have to win 3 in a row. And winning tonight takes that pressure off, right? Now they have a little room for error.
I talked to somebody else earlier today. They said they were born and raised in Seattle, and this was the busiest, best Sunday for sports in the history of the city. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think?
Absolutely. Got a Mariners win for sure. Seahawks played really well. Tight game, but it was a great day.
Is this a team that can go the whole way?
Yeah, I think it is. At the beginning of the season, it was the pitching that was supposed to get them through the playoffs, and that's what we've seen so far. The pitching is there. The batters will come around.
Have you looked at tickets for Detroit yet?
Yes. We're going to Detroit.
Listen to Ticket Man.
Looked at tickets for going to Detroit.
Give us some tips. What is your, how do you secure a ticket?
Let's go, Mariners! I asked that guy.
All right, we're going to get mobbed. You guys go have fun.
All right, I got to shake Addison's hand first.
All right, you go say hi to Madison.
So good to see you.
Paul, it's crazy down here, and this is just the very beginning. Hey, buddy, where are you from?
I'm from Seattle.
What'd you think about today?
We cooked.
Come on, you got to give me more. What'd you think in the 8th? What'd you like?
I liked everything. We all started getting good energy. Everything started going well. Everybody was happy. We were getting good energy.
So we weren't in there. Tell me what it was like when they took the lead.
It was complete chaos. Everybody was yelling. It felt very loud, very fun. Felt like an actual baseball game.
Are you Dad? Are you Dad? Dad, come talk to us.
Yeah.
Was this a hot ticket to get? How hard was this ticket?
Yeah, it was very hard to get. It was worth every penny. Big Mariners fans. It was awesome.
Tell me the energy in there. What was it like? Things got a little dicey midway through the game. Were you doing every superstition in the book? How did they get?
Yeah, we're Mariners fans. We believe in this one. It was awesome to the end.
Best moment of the game. What do you think?
Julio's hit there at the end.
Is this the team that's going to go all the way?
100%, right?
Yes,
100%.
all the way. Never not gonna lose.
What's your name?
Aiden.
Aiden and Dad?
James.
Where are you guys from?
Seattle.
Okay, enjoy. Thanks so
Thank
much,
you.
guys. Should we just keep going?
Hi.
Hi, you look great, by the way.
Why, thank you so much. I am channeling the Etsy Witch. I am not the Etsy Witch.
You say you're not the Etsy Witch.
I'm channeling the Etsy Witch.
For those that don't know, tell us about the Etsy Witch.
There is a Mariners fan who went out on Etsy and asked for an Etsy witch to help the Mariners not suck.
Something
And
worked.
So something worked, and we are going.
We're gonna win the whole thing. Tell me about what it was like in there, especially when the Mariners started getting hits and eventually took the lead.
Oh my Lord. Okay, so we were there last night, and that was hard. That was hard. We're coming back tonight, and we're like, okay, just watch it, and then we start getting hits. And the place goes wild. Okay, and Jorge, oh my God, twice, 2 home runs. Then they come back, and it ties it up. And we're like, okay, it kind of hushes. We're like, okay, we can still do this. We can still do this. Woo! And they coming back, and then you got Munoz coming in, and you know Munoz is going to do it. And it just went wild, and I have no voice, and it was freaking amazing.
Okay, do this with me. We're gonna go deep breath in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What do the Mariners need to do to win the World Series?
Play Mariners ball.
Let's go. Thank you so
Let's
much.
go!
Paul, I need a breather after that. I need a breather after that soundbite. Did you guys cut all that out there? That was some excitement. Let's bring in Madison Wade.
What a fun game.
Crazy,
oh my
right?
Goodness.
So you were watching this from the comfort of the newsroom like me. What'd you think?
It was incredible. Jorge Polanco hitting 2 home runs in one game, his first, right? That was incredible. And all the fans right now, I think as a nostalgic Mariners fan, you also, growing up in Seattle, we remember 2001. We were young, but this feels like that.
So I
Has the same energy.
I talked to a gentleman out here who said he was a kid when the Kingdom was built.
Yeah.
And he said this is hands down the best sports weekend for Seattle.
yeah,
You have the
absolutely.
Seahawks, you had a little 50-minute intermission, something like that.
Yep.
And then the fans came into here, T-Mobile Park. It was fans were on edge.
That's so true.
In the 8th, it heated back up. Mariners get a win. They've tied up this series. We'll see what happens on the road in Detroit.
So
Paul,
fun.
we'll send to you.
Joe, let's listen to Tigers manager A.J. Hinch after the game.
To pass the baton to the next guy. The guy on deck was doing a few things in his own right. So we trust Finnegan to make pitches. You know, their guy beat our guy and did a nice job. Even flipping Polanco around, you know, has its own challenges with Finnegan. So, you know, it was just the route that we took, and I think he might have hung it a little bit up in the zone. Julio didn't miss it, and that's how they score their run.
You're in the second row, right?
AJ, how did Tork's hit tying the game impact the bullpen decisions, particularly with Finnegan, given how often, or, you know, how much use he's had?
Yeah, I mean, before the game, you know, we talked about our bullpen, and our guys were ready to go. So, you know, I think a couple of their good hitters did a good job of hitting pitches that Finnegan left up in the zone. You know, Cal gets the double, Julio gets the double. Then I thought Finnegan battled back really well to stay in that. A little bit unlucky with the broken bat single, and Herter came in and was able to get the last out, and there we have 1 run. If we could get anything started against Munoz, which is a tall task, you know, that was our hope at that point. But obviously Finnegan was going to pitch in a tie or up game. I had Tommy up. I'm sure you guys saw that. If we were in a down game, but at the top of the order, we're going to attack them with our best.
question. We'll go to Cody over there on the left.
AJ Tarek obviously set such a high bar for himself. How did you feel about his stuff and command for the bulk of the night?
All his stuff was good. You know, Polanco got, I think the first one was a slider, and you know, he hits the homer, hit another homer, which, you know, you don't see the same guy get good swings, you know, against Tarek very often. But other than that, I thought, you know, there was a walk in there. There was a few pitches that I think he didn't execute, but all in all, like, he did a tremendous job of keeping us in the game and keeping it, you know, against Tarek very often. But other than that, I thought, you know, there was a walk in there. There was a few pitches that I think he didn't execute, but all in all, like, he did a tremendous job of keeping us in the game and keeping it right where it was. I mean, it was a well-pitched game on both sides. They had a couple big swings. You know, we missed a couple opportunities, but I thought Tarek did his part.
AJ, in the fifth inning, they pulled their starter and they went to the bullpen with runners in the corners, 2 outs. What did you like about sticking with Carpenter in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, that's you know, that's a judgment call with 2 outs, and where only one thing can really help you is the hit. And, you know, obviously they would probably love Carp to be out of the game. He came up as the tying run later in the game. There was a ton of game left, and we, you know, Inspire's no easy task on righties or lefties. A lot of punch out is in his game. So chose to keep Carp in the game for, you know, the fact that we had so much game left, rather than make that move. So Carp had a good look at him last night. Thought he had some good swings, but obviously Spire got him tonight.
Any more questions?
You heard Hinch talk about Gabe Spire there, and he came in relief of Luis Castillo, who started this game, went 4.2 innings, and then Spire came in through 1.1. No hits, no runs, no walks, and he struck out 2. So he really took control of this game for the bullpen. So a nice job by Spire and the rest of those guys to shut down the Tigers tonight. We'll hear from manager Dan Wilson when we come back. Post-game show here on King 5 Plus. The Mariners take out the Tigers tonight, 3-2 the final to even their series at a game apiece. 47,371 fans at T-Mobile Park tonight. I can hear them outside the window right now. Let's go down to the streets for Sebastian and Madison Wade. Guys?
Hey, Paul, you'd think that the Mariners won the World Series and that the season's over.
That's how it feels here tonight, though, taking a look at all these fans. Pouring out at T-Mobile Park.
This game was incredible. The Mariners definitely stressed everybody out in those mid-innings, but they came through with the win.
It was amazing. The momentum, especially after having Jorge Polanco's 2 home runs.
Where are you guys from?
Olympia.
Olympia?
Yeah.
Are you mom?
Yeah, both of us.
Awesome. So tell me, we'll start with you. What was it like in there, and what was your favorite part?
It was crazy in there. My favorite part was when Polanco hit the home run.
What was
Both of them, right?
Yeah.
What was the crowd like when he hit that home run?
It was going wild.
So here's the question I'm asking everybody. Is this the team that wins the World Series?
I hope so.
100% yes.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, Mom, I want to ask both of you, was this a tough ticket to get, and do you think we're going to Detroit?
Yeah, absolutely. But I'd love to. But yeah, this was a very tough ticket to get. Like, you got to be fast.
Within like 30 seconds, you had to get your ticket, or they were all sold out.
Yeah.
So we talked to a fan earlier who said this has been the best sports weekend in Seattle history.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? Describe to me what the day's been like.
As a Mariners fan my entire life, it was overwhelming, amazing, like just all of Seattle bottled into one. It was cool to see the Seahawks and the Sounders last night, and we're just Seahawks and Seattle fans all the way through. So
I used to go to games in the Kingdom when they could hit a home run and you could wait an inning to go get the ball because there was nobody there. So being able to see it come all the way to this is amazing.
So the problem with today is that the Mariners like to stress everybody out.
Yes, they do.
Were you biting on your nails? Did you have the rally cap on? What was going on?
Oh yeah, we were saying a lot of prayers and yeah.
We had this going.
It was very stressful.
We believed in them.
Yeah.
We knew with Cal and Julio out there, and then Polanco was just a great surprise, so that was awesome. Yeah.
All right, well, safe trip home.
Thank you.
You have fun?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you at the World Series, right?
Thank you for talking to us. It's so cool to see that, because that's really what it's all about. Having a family moment here at a game, seeing the Mariners win their first playoff game.
100%.
It's really cool.
Paul, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Right, yeah, you talk about families and the magic moments they could share. There were people at that Seahawks game today thinking about going to this Mariners game and then pulling the trigger because they know what a special time it is for their baseball team to be in the playoffs, because it just doesn't happen that often. It is a great weekend and hopefully a whole lot of baseball to come for Mariners fans. Let's listen in to manager Dan Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the nature of playoff baseball. Is back and forth. There's momentum shifts. I give our guys a ton of credit. Number one, this was a bounce back game for us, and they did just that. And then to lose the lead late like that, and then to come right back and score a run was huge. I thought those at bats by Cal and Julio were tremendous, just a huge momentum shift back to our dugout, and then Mooney coming in there in the ninth to slam the door. This is what it's like. I mean, this is playoff baseball, so you're going to see this, and it's good to come up on the top side of this one.
Go in the back middle.
Dan, you mentioned Cal and Julio. Obviously, it's a team effort. A lot of people contribute in this one, but when everything's on the line, your two guys, the guys have been doing it all year. Just to have those stars step up, how big is that to have that in your pocket? Those two guys with the big at bats, they're late, but you can't overlook everything else that happened today. Polo with 2 homers off of one of the league's best, if not the best, and just 2 great at bats there to give us a little bit of a lead. Outstanding ball game for him, and another hit later, infield hit. And then what The Rock did for us on the mound, tremendous job of getting us to where we needed to get to, and kind of give it back to the bullpen that did a tremendous job again tonight, defensively doing what we needed to do. Some good at bats. I think even some unsung at bats in there where we put a few pitches on Scuba, which was key for us. But all in all, I think it's a team win from top to bottom. But those two guys certainly coming up big late.
Go in the middle of the second row, Charles.
Dan, can you just speak a little bit more to what you saw from Luis today? All year, he gets better as the outing goes on, right? You saw that the shaky first few innings, and he seemed to settle in. What did you see from tonight?
Yeah, I thought he really settled in. Especially second time through the order, I thought just really started to dominate there, and I thought again, the good fastball, using his secondaries extremely well, like we have seen, getting the punch out, and I think he has been in those moments. We talked about it beforehand, and when you get back in those moments and that adrenaline starts flowing the way it was, I think that he was not going to be denied tonight, and certainly, it was getting to the point where we might have had to lift him with no hits, which is, that's a tough decision too. But just a great ball game from Rock, and at a time when we really needed it. It seems like, he's done that all along. And down the stretch, we had some big wins that he kind of stepped up. Tonight was another opportunity for him, and he did exactly what we needed him to do.
We'll stay in the middle, second row.
Dan, just talking about guys stepping up. You've talked to us all season just about your team's resiliency and then attention to detail. How did that play out tonight?
Yeah, I mean, resilient in a lot of ways tonight. I think, again, to bounce back from a tough one last night, extra innings, and to come out today against, one of the league's best pitchers. And we've done this before, and they did it again tonight. Some great at-bats, and just, a tough night, to come back from something like last night, but they did it. They found a way, and that's resiliency. It seems like there's no other way around it, but they were able to find a way to do it tonight. And then, just from top to bottom, I thought, again, guys doing what they had to do to get the W tonight. Bullpen outstanding. That's not an easy role in those tight games, but I thought they all threw the ball well. And, just a good team win up and down today, and a chance to travel, get a little rest tomorrow, and then be ready to get back after it on Tuesday.
Stay in the front middle, Mike.
Dan, going back to Julio and where he was at around the All-Star break, what did tonight teach us more about the kind of makeup and approach that he has that helps him meet the moment for the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, the second half that Julio had has been tremendous, and we've seen these great at bats, all along in the second half, and I think his maturity here that he has kind of experienced throughout the season has really paid off, and we saw it tonight. And just coming up huge there. That's a huge RBI. Again, talking about momentum shifts and grabbing that lead right back after losing it is so huge. And to stay in that moment, to not try to do too much, that says so much about Julio and what he has done for us all season.
Go Ryan on the left.
And how easy was it to go to Gabe there with Carpenter coming up, and then also just leaving him in, knowing he can still get out the righties after the little patch?
Yeah, it's like almost deja vu all over again. I thought Gabe came in, as he did last night when he got his time to get in the ball game, just continued to pound the zone like he does and really attack and to be able to do it in that situation again, get us back in the dugout, keep that lead. And then, again, to go back out, this is playoff baseball and threw a lot of pitches last night, but right back out there again tonight, going 1+ for us and reaching down. And that's where everybody is. Everybody's reaching down at this point and giving everything they got, and they leave it all on the field. And that was what, Gabe did tonight for us again.
We'll go one more with Brady.
Dan, leadoff walks last two nights have hurt you guys late. How do you maybe balance the pitchers being aggressive in the zone with not wanting to make that crucial mistake late?
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's little things here in the playoffs that make a big difference, and we've talked about that all season long. Leadoff walks can be costly. Sometimes it's not. But sometimes it is, and eliminating that as much as possible is huge. But I thought Maddie threw some good pitches when he had to, got us out of that inning, even though it was tied, and then allowed our offense to take over from there.
Dan, thanks for coming in.
Yep, thank you.
We'll bring up Dan talking about the turnaround for Julio, who, midway through the season, we saw him struggling a little bit at the plate, and then he finally got that groove back. And, last night, He had 3 hits in the game. Tonight he had the clutch RBI double to bring in Cal Raleigh with the eventual game-winning run. It's a guy who basically has gotten his swing back. He's just 24 years old. You know, a lot of people think this guy's this cagey veteran, but he's a young hitter who's still developing his game. And, man, what he showed last night and tonight in the postseason with some clutch hits was huge. So Julio gets it done tonight with an RBI double. Of course, he followed Cal Raleigh's double, who put himself in scoring position. And the Mariners even their series with the Tigers at a game apiece. 47,371 fans there tonight, and they are hoping they're going to get another shot at this team at T-Mobile Park at the end of the week when they come back. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, games 2 and 3 in Detroit, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a game 5, if necessary, will be at T-Mobile Park on Friday. Julio Rodriguez speaking to the press after the game.
Atmosphere after the double, and I mean, to be able to come through in that moment, just what did that mean to you?
I mean, it was huge. You know, after I hit it, I kind of looked around a little bit. I could see everybody jumping around, and you know, that made me feel really good. You know, it was an awesome moment. But more importantly, you know, to come and answer back, you know, as a team, I feel like Kyle got it going right there, and you know, I was really happy to be able to follow through on that. And, you know, grab the lead again and you kind of set the table for Mooney to do his job.
Go in the front row, Mike.
Julio, as you got ready here for the postseason, thinking about what was ahead, to meet the moment in a game like this, to you, what's the feel of postseason baseball for you as a player?
The feel that is the best baseball you can play. And it's fun, you know. I feel like everybody's so engaged in the game, the fans, the team. I mean, everybody, you know, I feel like that's something that I really love about postseason baseball. And, you know, it was awesome. It was awesome. These are things I dream of as a kid. I remember just watching the game and, like, to be able to be here, you know, playing good baseball for the team is really awesome.
Go in the back left over there.
Julio, how tough is it to refocus when all the air's kind of let out when they tie it at 2 and then you guys are back up at the plate? Obviously, Cal set the table for you, but just in general, how difficult is that situation for a team just to refocus after what happened?
I mean, it's not difficult. I feel like we're in it to win it, you know, and like doesn't matter like what really happens, you know, if they take the lead or anything like that, they tie it up. I feel like we know what the goal is about the game, man. Like there's not really time to feel sorry about what happens or anything like that. So I feel like just stay in the moment. You know, I feel like that's kind of how I personally see it. Just stay in the moment and like knowing that we have to hit. You know, like we have to hit. The game's not over, and like we had the opportunity to answer back.
Go to the back left, Andrew.
Julio, it's a bit of a slam dunk question, but Jorge Polanco, just how big has he been for you guys this season? And I'm obviously here tonight.
I mean, awesome, man. Like, he's such a good baseball player, man. Like, he's a grinder. All year long, he's been, you know, having great at-bats, like, coming clutch in so many situations. And today, you know, like, to have hit 2 homers against the best pitcher in the game right now, like, it's awesome, you know. Like, there's not enough words to describe, like, what he means to the team and everything that he has done to this year. But all I can say that I'm really happy that he's our teammate and that he's playing for us because he can do what he did tonight for us, and it's pretty unbelievable.
Go to Ryan on the left.
Julio, could you see how hurt he was last year and playing through the pain? He had the bad knee, he had to have surgery, he had a bunch of stuff, and even this year with the oblique. But could you see it last year that he was hurting?
Of course, man. We all knew what he was going through, and we all had his back. You know, we all also knew like how much he cared about the team last year, and like just to see him like kind of going through that and showing up every single day, like inspired me a lot. Like I gotta say, you know, like just in the way that he went about his business, and like you could tell how much he actually wanted to play, but his body wasn't letting him, and that's why I'm so happy for him this year that he's been more healthy, he's been more on the field. That this is the most he has played like in the whole year in a while, and like I know he's putting a lot of work, and I'm so happy that he's having success again and feeling, you know, enjoying the game of baseball that he loves.
Julio, go right in the middle.
Julio, you've gotten your fair share of accolades, obviously All-Star games, Rookie of the Year, MVP voting. People know you're a great player, but over these past 2 games, I think they're also calling you a clutch player as well. It's hard to deny that just based on what you've accomplished. How important is that to you to have that reputation as well?
I mean, I feel like, in games like this, I feel like any situation is clutch. You can win a game in the first 3 innings of the game, in the middle of the game, or late in the game because every single run matters. And, at the end of the day, people are going to call me whatever they want to call me, but, I feel like the biggest pride I take is into helping the team win. In any situation where I can, I feel like that's what makes me feel good. And, if they want to say that I'm clutch too, like, okay, cool, so be it.
We'll go on the back left.
You talk about a little bit about the mindset of being able to get this win and now going on the road, be a much different environment.
I know they're not gonna like us over there. I feel like they're gonna root for their team. They're gonna root for the Tigers, just like kind of how the Mariners here, our fans were rooting for us, and just going out there and play baseball. I feel like that's a mindset, going out there and play baseball. Try to score runs and limit them to not score runs and like win the ball game. I feel like that's a mindset.
All right. Anything else for Julio? Julio, thanks for coming in.
You're welcome.
Hey.
Thank you for the Gatorade.
Julio's always got a big smile on his face, seems to always be enjoying himself when he's out on that field. Keep in mind, Mariners fans, the Mariners were 4-2 against the Tigers this year, and that includes a 3-game sweep in Detroit when the Tigers, were at the top of their game. So the Mariners go to Detroit now for games 3 and 4, and they're feeling pretty good about their chances, I'm sure. We'll be right back with the winning pitcher, Luis Castillo. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Mariners postgame show, streaming live on King 5 Plus. The Mariners beat the Tigers tonight 3-2 to even the series at 1-1. Over 47,000 fans at T-Mobile Park tonight. Let's head outside and hear more from those fans with Sebastian and Madison Wade.
Hey, Paul, to say it's electric out here would be an understatement.
That is so true.
Huge win for the Mariners,
Yeah.
ties up the series. Now we have 40. Oh, first of all, let's go
7,000
left.
fans.
Here's our guy right here.
We made it back. We got that win. What'd I tell you?
Auburn's own. Do you have a name? Do you call yourself something?
I'm the Hawkfather.
Okay, Hawkfather. Thank you. Another appearance from the Hawkfather.
Yeah, we had a Hawkfather earlier on our show, so good to see you.
He's the Hawkfather. He's the same guy. From
I know.
Yeah.
That's what he
Okay.
said.
Yeah. Got it.
Same guy.
I'm glad you guys are out here.
Thank you,
Go
sir.
Mariners!
Thank you.
Back to the Hawk Cave or wherever he lives.
We've
You
got
may-
more Mariners fans here. A house divided, actually. We've got Andres, Angel, and Marcia. Marcia's from Detroit. From Phoenix, but yeah.
From Detroit originally.
Okay, there we go. From Detroit originally, but house divided. How was that game for all of you? Let's start with
It was
you, Andres.
amazing. It was electric. I loved just to be there. It was like
a dream come true to go to a playoffs game, and that's all I've ever wanted, really. And just to be there was amazing. It was
And to see them win.
Yeah, to see them win as well. It was crazy.
So the game was a little nerve-wracking in those middle innings. Describe what it was like in the stadium and then the moment it all shifted.
Right.
So at first, when we started, after the home runs by Polanco, everyone was going crazy, but when they tied it, it just went silent until right immediately after, when we ended up scoring the game-winning run in the 8th inning. It just went crazy again, and from there, just never got quiet again for the rest of the game. Yeah.
So memorable. How was it for you, Angel?
I absolutely loved it. Like growing up in Seattle, we've like barely ever seen us being in the playoffs, and so now like being in the playoffs, and I'm like 14 years old, and I'm like amazed that we're able to experience this, and it's really fun to be a part of the electricity in Seattle.
So Grandma's got the Detroit jersey on. You know that the game Tuesday is in Detroit.
I'm going to be watching.
And you're gonna spoil the grandkids.
Yes,
Do you think there's maybe a Detroit Alaska flight?
Yeah, I wish. We won't tell my daughter-in-law that I'm going to spoil the kids here. You know, what stays at Grandma's house, you know, doesn't get repeating. But no, it was a good game. I was kind of disappointed that Scuba, well, he did fine. It's just the same old thing. We leave runners on base. We just can't bring the runners in. And that was after the All-Star break when we lost all those games, you know. So we were lucky we beat Cleveland to get into the playoffs. So hopefully things will change when we get to Detroit. Yeah.
Well, we hope the Mariners will bring it back home, right? Yeah.
We can come. Since Abuelita Grandma bought these tickets, so, you know, I'll come.
Come back.
I think the dad's signaling that your Uber's here. I think you guys
Uber
have
is
school
here.
tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Nice to talk to you all. Go Mariners.
Go Mariners.
Go Mariners.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
It's going to be like this for a while, Paul. They're still pouring out great energy. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Nice work out there talking to those fans. A lot of excited fans tonight. The Mariners, as manager Dan Wilson mentioned earlier, got a strong start from Luis Castillo. He was 4 2/3 innings. He only gave up 1 hit, but he walked 3 guys, and things were kind of getting away from him. Only had 3 strikeouts in this thing, so Dan decided to pull him after 4 2/3, and it was the right move for sure. But Luis Castillo gets the win tonight. Here he is after the game.
From the 2nd inning on, your pitch count was at 51 after 2 innings, and then it went 9 and 9 and got shorter. What did you do differently to kind of get it reduced?
Luis se cambió después de la segunda entrada. Tenía 50 picheos ya lanzados. Luego se reducieron a 9. ¿Qué cambio hiciste?
Bueno, lo que hicimos fue trabajar el primer picheo de strike, que eso, bueno, lo había dicho aquí en la entrevista ayer. Cambió de atacar un poquito más los bateadores con el primer picheo de strike, y eso creo que nos ayudó un poquito más a salir con poco picheo de los innings, y nos ayudó. Bueno, no tiramos los bastantes innings que merecíamos, pero el bullpen se cargó de todo eso.
You know, I think what changed was the first pitch strike. I think I mentioned it yesterday in an interview. You know, that's one of the things we emphasize on. We went in there, made the plan, adjusted, and, you know, we weren't able to get as far in the game as we wanted to, but, you know, that bullpen came in and helped us out.
Go Andrew in the middle.
These postseason moments, they seem to bring out the best in you, at least that's what the stats say. Why do you think you're able to rise to the occasion just like you were able to again tonight?
Estos momentos de postemporada parece que sacan lo mejor de ti. Por lo menos eso es lo que dicen las estadísticas. ¿Por qué crees que tú te alzas el nivel cuando llegan estos tipos de juegos?
Bueno, son niveles que tenemos que hacer. En estos momentos lo que tenemos que ganar, y sé que cuando tenemos la oportunidad de subir a montículo tenemos que hacerlo bien. No dar el 100%, sino dar un 110%, que creo que ha sido un mérito para mí cuando me tocan esas situaciones.
Yeah, you know, I think these are levels that, you know, when they come out or come up, all you got to do is win. Win is the objective. So whenever it's my turn to go up on the mound, you know, I know that I don't have to give 100%, I have to give 110%, because these are just moments that you really got to step up, and I think those are some merits that just been coming through my career.
Go in the middle.
Luis
Castillo gets the job done. Castillo goes 4 2/3 for the win tonight. Again, he only gives up 1 hit, walks 3, and strikes out 3. So he gave the Mariners exactly what they needed. They got to the bullpen, and that pen came through again after getting a lot of work last night. So the Mariners take Game 2, 3-2 the final. They even the series at a game apiece. Game 3 in Detroit, 108 on Tuesday. And Chris Egan and photojournalist Tate Miller are on a plane tomorrow to get it all covered for you. They will cover it throughout Games 3 and 4 in Detroit. We'll have live reports, of course, throughout the week. So looking for another exciting few games of baseball, and the Mariners hoping to push it to get to the ALCS. That's going to do it for us here on King 5 Plus, the Mariners postgame show. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.